Hi, thanks for joining us for another edition of Money TV. I'm Don Baillargeon. I'm so glad you could be with us. Money TV, of course, is the program all about money and what makes it happen. And, of course, politics and money go hand in hand, and all the political eyes of a nation were on the state of Massachusetts this week as a special election was held to fill the Senate seat that was vacated when Ted Kennedy passed away last August. Now, this was a Senate seat held by the Democrats and the Kennedys for decades. It was a lock. The Democratic candidate Martha Coakley had a 30-point lead in the polls over Scott Brown as late as Christmas, and then something happened. The House and Senate had dragged out the health care reform bill past August, past two deadlines set by the president, and still had nothing that had made it to the desk for him to sign. We began to hear rumblings that compromises were being made to get something passed. Anything passed. Public option was in, public option was out. All this was going on while the Democrats pushing the legislation held the supermajority in the Senate and could pass anything they wanted to, and yet the haggling went on. And all of a sudden, Martha Coakley's 30-point lead was only 10. Then the backroom negotiations came up with a plan to exempt unions and government employees from the Cadillac health care tax, where a 40% tax would be levied on people whose employers provided them with excellent health care coverage. 40%! The Health Care Reform Act was supposed to be paid for only by the rich. Remember that promise? But just because you have a good health care policy at work, it does not make you rich. Likely, you're in the middle class. And then the lead was 5. Then the president unveiled a plan to levy upon banks who had received TARP money and had already paid it back, plus interest, a special tax of $90 billion. $90 billion! And who do you think would end up paying that in higher fees and interest rates? That's right, people who borrow money. And guess what? The rich don't have to borrow a lot of money, but the middle class sure does. And then all of a sudden, the race in Massachusetts, the bluest of blue states, where a Republican hadn't won a Senate seat in over 30 years, all of a sudden the race was a dead heat. The Democrats lost Massachusetts. They lost their supermajority in the Senate and likely lost any chance of getting health care legislation passed before the midterm elections this fall. They're pointing fingers all around on the TV talk shows, but they really have no one to blame but themselves. And if they're not careful, this could be just the beginning. Now, of course, we're at the beginning of our program, Money TV, and if you'd like to have more information, free information about the companies we're talking to and about during the next 30 minutes, remember this toll-free number, 888-259-4449. Good from anywhere in the world you're watching the program. Again, 888-259-4449. When you call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter, 888-259-4449. You can visit us at moneytv.net, and please become one of our followers on Facebook and Twitter.